Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for February 2nd of 2025 is titled Comet G3 Atlas Disintegrates. So what do we see here? Well, here we see images of Comet Atlas as seen from January the 18th on the left through January the 23rd on the right. And what happened here is we're seeing the breakup of the comet. So we can note, especially as we look towards the left, we can see a very distinct head there, the very bright peak of the comet down toward the bottom. And that is right around the nucleus. Now the nucleus itself is invisible. It's made of ice and rock, but it's completely invisible to us because of its tiny size and great distance. And as it broke apart, having passed close to the sun, we can then see as we move to the right in the images going day by day, we can see how the tails became much more prominent as the material broke apart. But the nucleus then disappears and we can see how it's hardly visible off to the right hand side. Now that's what happens sometimes when a comet gets close enough to the sun. The tidal forces and heat of the sun can break apart the nucleus and cause the comet to be somewhat brighter than we might have otherwise expected for a short period of time, but then really completely disintegrate it. And it will then dissipate, never to be seen again. So this was our one time to see this comet as it passed in close to the sun, because it did come well inside Mercury's orbit, which is an area where many comets do get destroyed. Most of the comets that last for a longer time and return back many times don't get in that close to the sun. And that keeps them from overheating and keeps the tidal forces from being too strong and allowing them to destroy the comet. So we did have some very nice tails and some very nice images of the comet, especially for those in the southern hemisphere in the mid to late part of January of this year. But now the rest of the comet has pretty much dissipated and really no longer visible, as the comet and material continues to orbit the sun. And that's one interesting point to make, is that the material here will continue to orbit the sun exactly as the comet did. So while we'll no longer see the comet in the sky, it will never return to Earth, but that material will continue to orbit. Now, if the Earth's orbit ever happened to pass through that material, then you would get a meteor shower from that material. That's when we get meteor showers. They're little bits of debris from comets, and it's those comets that the Earth's orbit happens to pass through. Now that's not every comet, because of the three-dimensional nature of the solar system. The Earth does not pass through the orbit of every comet. And in fact, most comets will never pass through the orbits of. But several we do. And that's what gives us the meteor showers that we see several times over the course of a year. So that was our picture of the day for February 2nd of 2025. It was titled Comet G3 Atlas Disintegrates. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be star-sized wind machine. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.